Okay, so we have studied few terms related to vectors and some types of vectors. Today we'll study vector addition. Okay, position vector, displacement vector, all this we have completed. Okay, today addition of vectors. Okay, addition of vectors is not as simple as the scalar addition. Scalar addition, by simple algebraic operations you can add or subtract. For example, two masses are given, 20 grams and 30 grams. Simply you can add and you can say that it is 50 grams. But two velocity vectors are given, one 20 meter per second, other 30 meter per second, moving in different directions. It cannot be added 20 plus 30 equals to 50. Okay, so vector addition is not as simple as the scalar addition. Okay, now vector addition, first we'll study how graphically it can be added. Okay, now there are two vectors A and B and we have to add these two vectors. Let A vector is as shown, this is the A vector, and B vector is let in this direction, this is the B vector. Now we have to find out A plus B vector. Okay, we won't add the magnitude. Suppose this is 20 units, this is 30 units. It won't be 20 plus 30 equals to 50 units. That is the scalar addition. Okay, now here in order to add it, first graphically by drawing, how can we add it? The first vector here is A vector. So we draw the A vector. This point we know as tail of the vector and this point is head of the vector. From the head of the first vector, we'll join the tail of the second vector. Okay, we'll join the tail of the B vector. This is the B vector, equal magnitude, same direction. From the head of the first vector, that is A vector, we join the tail of the second vector, B vector. Okay, now the resultant vector, the sum of it, we call it as the resultant vector. The resultant vector will be the tail of the first vector to the head of the second vector. So this vector is the resultant vector. So A plus B vector is added in this manner. Okay, A vector, first you will draw it with the help of scale. Okay, and any scale, whatever you have considered. B vector, you will draw it, then you will join the tail of the first vector to the head of the second vector, measure the length. That will give you the magnitude of the resultant vector. And direction, you can measure this angle with the first vector. What angle it is making with the first vector, that will give you the direction of resultant vector. So in this way, the resultant vector is obtained. Draw the first vector A. From the head of the first vector, join the tail of the second vector. Okay, then the resultant will be given by the tail of the first vector to the head of the second vector in magnitude as well as in direction. So this is the resultant vector. Okay, now suppose we have to subtract two vectors. We have to find out A minus B vector. A minus B vector. That is, we have to subtract B vector from A vector. So A minus B vector can be written as A vector added to minus B vector. A vector is added to minus B vector. So we'll add A vector to minus B vector. So first we have to find out minus B vector, negative of B vector. What is the negative of B vector? The same two vectors here we are considering. Equal magnitude, that is the length will be the same but the opposite direction. Now add A vector to minus B vector in the same manner as we have discussed. First draw the A vector. Then from the head of the first vector, you have to add minus B vector. Okay, from the head of the first vector, join the tail of the second vector. This is minus B vector. And the resultant will be given by the tail joining to the head of the second vector. This is the resultant vector which is giving A minus B vector. So in this way you subtract two vectors. Okay, by drawing, this is the manner how you can do it. Okay, simply you can draw it and understand From the head of the first vector, join the tail of the second vector. Resultant will be a vector joining the tail of the first vector to the head of the second vector. That is the resultant vector. Okay, draw it in the same manner. Okay, now here two laws we'll study. That vector addition is commutative. Okay, commutative law you have studied in maths in the lower classes. That is A plus B vector should be equal to B plus A vector. So here we'll study commutative law in vector addition. Commutative law in vector addition. Okay, we'll prove it by drawing it. Okay, let us consider that. Let A vector is as shown and B vector is, suppose this is the B vector. Okay, now if it obeys commutative law, then A vector plus B vector should be equal to B vector plus A vector. This is the commutative law. So we'll add A vector to B, some resultant will get. Then we'll add B vector to A. The resultant should be the same in magnitude as well as in direction. Okay, so let's draw and see. A plus B vector. Okay, left hand side is A plus B vector. So first we draw the first vector, which is the A vector. From the head of the first vector, we join the tail of the second vector. Same magnitude, same direction. So this is the B vector. Okay, A plus B vector is what? This is the vector resultant vector, R vector. So what do we get? A plus B vector is equal to R vector. Okay, now in the same figure, we'll draw B plus A vector. Okay, same figure here we are drawing. Now RHS is B plus A vector. That is, first we have to draw the B vector. See here, this is the B vector. Now the first vector is B vector. From the head of the B vector, we'll join the tail of the first vector, A vector. Okay, this vector is also equal to R vector. So B plus A vector is also equal to R vector. It becomes a parallelogram. These are the two opposite sides, same direction. B plus A vector is also equal to R vector. So as LHS is equal to right hand side, so we can say that it obeys commutative law. That is, A plus B vector should be equal to B plus A vector. So vector addition obeys commutative law. Okay, that is A vector plus B vector. First we have drawn A vector, B vector, we are getting resultant vector. Same figure, first we have drawn B vector, then A vector. We are getting this vector also equal to R vector. So A plus B vector is equal to B plus A vector. Okay, just copy it in the same manner to show that A plus B vector. This is first vector, second vector, we are getting R vector. B plus A vector, first this vector, A vector, that is also equal to R vector. So it obeys commutative law. Okay, vector addition also obeys associative law. Vector addition obeys associative law. Now what is associative law? You must have studied in lower classes in maths. Vector addition is associative. Okay, again, that is, first let's write down. A vector added to B plus C vector should be equal to A plus B vector plus C vector. This is the associative law of vector addition. Three vectors are there. A plus the sum of B plus C vector should be equal to the sum of A and B vectors plus the C vector. Okay, let us consider again by drawing, we'll show it. Let A vector is as shown, any direction you can consider. Let B vector is this one and C vector in any other direction you can show it. Let this is C vector. Okay, so we'll find out A vector added to B plus C vector. Let's start from the left hand side. The left hand side is A vector added to the sum of B and C vectors. Okay, first let's draw it. This is A vector. This is B vector. And this is C vector. Okay, forget about A vector. First see this one. B plus C vector. This is B vector, this is C vector. What will be their resultant? This dotted line, let it is R dash vector. B plus C vector, let it is R dash vector. So this can be written as A vector plus R dash vector. A vector added to R dash. So we have found the sum of B and C vectors, which is R dash vector. Now A vector added to R dash vector. A vector added to R dash vector. This is the vector from the tail of the first vector to the head of this. So A plus R dash vector is equal to R vector. So left hand side we are getting it to be R vector. So the left hand side we are getting R vector. Now let's find out the right hand side. Right hand side is A plus B vector added to C vector. So first let's find out the bracket term A plus B vector. In the same figure we are going to draw A plus B vector. This is the first vector, this is the second vector. So the resultant is again this one more dotted line. Let us write it to be R double dash vector. So A plus B vector here we are getting as R double dash vector plus C vector. R double dash plus C vector is again equal to R vector. So as left hand side is equal to right hand side, so it obeys the associative law of addition. So as LHS is equal to RHS, so obeys associative law of vector addition. Is it clear? I am unmuting you. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, very good. Okay, now but every time drawing and then finding out the resultant is very, very difficult. So there are some laws of vector addition. Now let's study the laws of vector addition. Okay, but every time you have to add two vectors. First you have to consider a scale. You have to draw the first vector from the head of the first vector, join the second vector, then you will get the resultant, measure its length and find its direction, what angle it is making with the first vector. Okay, very difficult. So some laws are given for vector addition. So let's study the laws of vector addition. The first law is triangle law. First one is triangle law of vector addition. Okay, which states that if two vectors can be represented by the two sides of a triangle taken in the same order, then their resultant will be given by the third side of a triangle taken in opposite order. Okay, this is the statement. Now let us try to understand what it states. If two vectors can be represented by the two sides of a triangle completely, two vectors, let A and B, can be represented by the two sides of the triangle completely taken in the same order. Taken in the same order means arrow is one after the other. Okay, this arrow, this arrow. Then their resultant is given by the third side of the triangle but taken in opposite order. Okay, it will not be the same in the same order, the arrow we are not putting. The resultant will be given by the third side of the triangle taken in opposite order. That is A plus B vector will be equal to R vector. So if two vectors can be represented by the two sides of a triangle taken in the same order, then their resultant is given by the third side of the triangle taken in opposite order. So write its statement. Write down if two vectors can be represented, by the two sides of a triangle, taken in same order, then their resultant is given by the third side of the triangle taken in opposite order. Okay, you can draw the figure and write down A plus B vector is equal to C vector. Okay, now one question. If three vectors are representing the sides of a triangle but are taken in the same order, what will be the resultant of these three vectors? That is, what will be the sum of A plus B plus C vector equals to?
Zero.
Yes, you can unmute. A
And
plus
0
will be equal to 0 vector. Why? Because A plus B will be equal to along this direction. That will be minus C vector. Bring that minus C vector on the other side. A plus B plus C vector will be equal to 0 vector, null vector. Okay, if the three vectors are represented by the three sides of a triangle taken in the same order, then their resultant will be equal to 0 vector. Okay, because A plus B we know is equal to, the resultant will be along this direction, which will be minus C vector. Okay, A plus B will be equal to minus C vector. Take it on the other side, it will become plus C. So A plus B plus C vector is equal to C vector. Write the second law, polygon law of vector addition. Okay, first write down if a number of vectors can be represented by the sides of a polygon, taken in the same order, then their resultant is given by the closing side of the polygon, taken in opposite order. Okay, what is a polygon? Which is having more than 3 sides. That we call it as a polygon. 3 sides triangle, 4 sides quadrilateral, 5 sides pentagon, 6 sides hexagon, septagon and heptagon and so on. Okay, polygon means more than 3 sides. Okay, so if a number of vectors can be represented by the sides of a polygon, then their resultant is given by the closing side of the polygon taken in opposite order. Okay, all A, B, C, D are in the same order. The resultant will be given by the closing side of the polygon taken in opposite order. That is A vector plus B vector plus C plus D. Here there are 4 vectors and their sum will be equal to R vector. A plus B plus C plus D will be equal to R vector. Okay, draw the figure and you can write down. Okay, not necessary to draw only these 4 or 5 sides. You can draw a number of sides. Polygon means it should be more than 3 sides. Okay, then the third law is parallelogram law of vector addition. The third one is parallelogram. Okay, first write down, then I'll explain. Okay, write down parallelogram law of vector addition. Write down if two vectors TWO, if two vectors can be represented by the adjacent sides of a parallelogram, then their resultant is given by the diagonal passing through the same point. Then their resultant is given by the diagonal passing through the same point. Okay, now what does it state? If two vectors can be represented by the adjacent sides of a parallelogram. Okay, let these two vectors are representing the adjacent sides of a parallelogram. Then their resultant is given by the diagonal which is passing through the same point. Okay, completely it represents, completely means in magnitude as well as in direction. Then the resultant is completely given by the diagonal passing through the same point from where these two vectors are starting, not the other diagonal. Which diagonal? Which is passing through the same point. That is A plus B vector is again equal to R vector. A plus B vector is equal to R vector. Okay, so these are the 3 laws of vector addition. Statements here we have studied. Now, analytical treatment, that is mathematical treatment here we'll study. Mathematical means the magnitude of two vectors may be given, angle between the two vectors can be given, and you can find out the magnitude of the resultant and its direction. Okay, so now we'll study the analytical method. Analytical means mathematical method of vector addition. Some formula will derive for the magnitude of the resultant and for the direction of the resultant. Okay, so write the next heading. Analytical method of vector addition. Okay, analytical means mathematical. In the bracket you can write down mathematical. Analytical method of vector addition. Okay, now let two vectors are given. In both, we can find out the formula for parallelogram and for triangle law both. Okay, first for parallelogram, triangle law, you will do it at home. First we are finding out the, you'll get the same formula, whether it is parallelogram, triangle law, anything. Parallelogram law here we are discussing. We'll find out the resultant. Okay, now let A and B vectors are represented by the adjacent sides of the parallelogram. Then we know that the resultant is given by the diagonal. This is the R vector according to the law of vector addition we have studied. Now we'll find out the magnitude of R vector and the direction of R vector. Let A and B vectors are inclined at an angle theta. That is, A and B vectors are making an angle theta. Let's name this parallelogram as PQ. R we have taken for resultant, so let us write it ST. Okay, now what has to be done? From the point S, draw one perpendicular on this extended line TU. Okay, we have extended this PT line as PU. So draw one perpendicular from the point S or here. Okay, if this angle is theta, this angle is also equal to theta, corresponding angles. Okay, now here we get PSU as a right angle triangle. Can you see in the figure? Triangle PSU is a right angle triangle. To find the magnitude of the resultant vector, we'll use the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so in triangle PSU, which is a right angle triangle, we are using the Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem is PS square is equal to PU square plus SU square. This is the Pythagorean. Hypotenuse square is equal to perpendicular square plus base square. What is this PS? PS is the length of the line, and length of the line we know is, length of the line is the magnitude of the resultant. Length is what? Magnitude. So PS square is R square. PU here is, can be written as PT plus TU. Can you see in the figure? This can be written as PT plus TU square plus SU square. Now what is this PT? PT is the length of the line of A vector. So PT is equal to magnitude of A vector. Now let us find out TU and SU. So find out the magnitude of the TU. Now come back to this triangle. In triangle STU, find out sine theta and cos theta. You will get SU and TU. Let's first find out sine theta. Sine theta is equal to perpendicular. Perpendicular is how much? SU upon hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is TS, and TS is equal to PQ, and the length of the line will be equal to B vector. Okay, magnitude of B. So SU is equal to B sine theta. SU is equal to B sine theta. The same way find out cos theta. Cos theta is base upon hypotenuse. TU upon hypotenuse is again TS, which is equal to length of the line, that is the magnitude of B vector. That is TU is equal to B cos theta. Okay, substitute it here. Plus TU. TU is how much? B cos theta whole square plus SU square. SU square is B sine theta whole square. Okay, simplify it. R square is equal to A square plus B square cos square theta plus 2AB cos theta plus B square sine square theta. Is it so? Okay, B square cos square theta plus B square sine square theta is B square. So A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. So what do we get? The square of the resultant r square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. Here I am writing r square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. Hence, r is equal to under root of a square plus b square plus b 2ab cos theta. So, if magnitude of a is given, magnitude of b is given, and theta is given, what is this theta? Theta is the angle between a and b vectors. You can find out the magnitude of resultant by this formula. R is equal to under root a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. Okay, let's find out the direction also. Okay, otherwise next on I have to again draw the figure and again start from the beginning. That is the resultant making with the first vector. If we are able to find out this beta angle, it means we can get the direction of the resultant vector. So it means we have to find out beta, and whenever direction is asked, we have to find out tan beta. Okay, in terms of tan. Okay, now let's find out tan beta. From which triangle? PSU. PSU is a right angle triangle. So from the triangle PSU, in triangle PSU, find out tan beta. Tan beta is equal to perpendicular upon base. Perpendicular is SU and the base is PT plus TU. Okay, SU we have already found out is equal to B sin theta. PT is A and TU is B cos theta. So this gives the direction. This is giving the direction of the resultant vector. Okay, the above box equation is giving the magnitude of the resultant vector. So here we can find out the magnitude as well as the direction of the resultant vector. Okay, note it down. By the time I'll take your